I was probably 4 years old when I was sitting in my living room watching the Saturday game of the week, and I turned to my mom and I said, I want to play baseball on TV.
He was in Little League, and I thought he was a pretty good player. He hit 3 home runs in a championship game. I kind of got a feeling then that he was a little different.
I was pretty focused early on what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go. Yes, I did some other things. Playing football in the South, that's gospel. I didn't enjoy working at the game of football as much as I did the game of baseball. I always knew where my bread was buttered come the springtime.
Larry Jones is better known as Chipper Jones, a 6'3" shortstop who can do it all. Field, run, throw, and switch hit. Might also develop into a power hitter.
Certainly went out and saw him when he became a senior and draft eligible, and got a chance to see him 2 or 3 games. And you didn't get to see a lot, really, because they walked him. They wouldn't pitch to him because he was that type of hitter.
Quite honestly, I don't know that I ever personally heard from the Atlanta Braves. The Braves were keeping everything pretty close to the vest. Obviously, they had the first pick in the draft that year. They weren't going to be outwardly seen at practices.
We saw him at the games, but as far as being the first pick in the draft, I read it in Baseball America, and he was playing a game as a senior, and they had 6 or 7 people there, and Chipper hit a home run left-handed and a home run right-handed. And I told Lynn that may have just made him the first pick in the draft.
Never really heard much from the Braves until about 2 days before the draft, which ironically was the night of my prom. We're talking about a life-changing moment here, not many guys can say they were the first pick in the first round of the amateur draft.
The Braves came in to do what they called a signability study. We kind of threw a figure out, and they threw a figure out, and we went upstairs, and Chipper said, "Dad, I want to be playing in 2 weeks." I said, you can get more money than this. And he said, "I want to be playing in 2 weeks." So we went downstairs and said, "If you guys will split the difference, it's done." And that was exactly the way it happened.
Chipper came out with no BS whatsoever that, if I don't get the right amount of money, I'm going to college and all that. He says, "Look, I'm not going to college. I'm going to sign."
I was able to get back, meet with the Braves, talk to them, let them know that, hey, if somebody else doesn't want to be your guy, I'll be your guy. I'll be more than happy to play for your ball club.
Pearson is a town of about 1,500 people, and 1,499 of them were in our yard. Everybody was waiting for the call, and when it finally happened, the cheers went up. You could have heard it down in DeLand or up in Palatka or over in Daytona Beach. Everybody was excited.
It was an easy sign for us, getting one of the best ball players in any draft ever in the history of baseball, ending up in the Hall of Fame.
I played 23 years in pro ball, 19 in the big leagues, all in the Atlanta Braves organization. I can say pretty assuredly that if the Braves hadn't taken me, things would have been very different. I'm extremely loyal to the Atlanta Braves for giving me the opportunity to play baseball at its highest level. I was born into this organization, grew up in it, reaped the benefits of playing in this organization throughout my whole career. Played with 3 or 4 other Hall of Famers along the way, played for a Hall of Fame coach, had a great rapport with the Hall of Fame general manager, and now I get to join them, this summer. So to say that I'm happy that it worked out the way it did is probably the biggest understatement ever made.